The Outfit, it's a third-person action game for the Xbox 360. You play as one of three characters, each of whom have a different weapon set. You're in World War II. You are in France in '44, kind of after D-Day. You're part of an elite squad, basically called the Outfit, and you've been sent in to take out a German officer who's killing civilians. And there's a couple of story twists along the way. In the single-player game, and I'll tell you about multiplayer later, there's 12 missions in the single-player game. They're quite long. Some of the key features in the game. We've got destroy everything. So the whole world's destructible. And we've built a whole, there's physics in the game, there's a whole system of the building destruction, of the tree destruction. So if you destroy a building, it'll destroy different every single time. It's built of all these different components. You can actually blow holes in it and then shoot lower down, take out a structural component, and the building will collapse. That's a significant way the game plays. Second, major feature of the game is what we call destruction on demand. As you play through the game, you accumulate FUs, or field units. And essentially, it's like cash. You get these, you can buy weapons, you can buy airstrikes, you can buy tanks, you can buy more squad members. You just call up a little menu, dial it up, say what you want, and airdrop comes overhead, parachute comes in, and your new weaponries arrive. So you can parachute in a tank, you can set up gun emplacements, you can call in additional guys to come help you do some combat. And when you combine that with the destroy anything, and the three different characters, each with different weapon loadouts, there's a massive amount of destruction in the game. So as you complete objectives, but also as you kill evil Nazis and destroy their equipment, you accumulate those FUs. And so it costs you some FUs to acquire the weapons which let you unleash destruction, but of course unleashing it earns you more. It's also a real key in multiplayer. I think we got great multiplayer in the game. There's two-player co-op on live, so you can play through the single-player game essentially with two players. We also got 8-player team-based, so Axis versus Allies. And because of the amount of units, 8 players is actually like 100 units in the game, because you can call in tanks, you can set up an area, you could put in some machine gun nests and emplacements, and so it's even with 2 people. Which in many kind of first-person shootery games, 2-person multiplayer is like one guy running around like this, and it's not very much fun. This, because you got a squad and you can use your FUs to, lay a little smackdown on the other guy, airstrikes and artillery strikes. Even 2-player multiplayer is very epic. Lots of destruction. You can shoot his planes down when they're calling in supplies. It becomes a really fun experience. There's 3 characters. One of them's more of a heavy weapons guy. He's got a bazooka. There's another guy who is set up with a sniper rifle. Another guy's kind of more of an automatic weapons character. Each of them have a different gameplay style. The way that it plays is you don't start with one character and play through the whole game that way. Every time you die, you get to pick which guy you want to respawn with. So you can essentially tailor, the particular gameplay style for the situation you're in. I think, we've moved past sort of a long time ago. Save and load was for maybe saving the game progress so you didn't lose. We don't have failure conditions. When they get to your game, you can play it the way you want to. So why not? Save and load's for when you go to bed. The squad that you have with you has a very easy set of commands. You can tell them to suppress an area or to an assault or to do melee combat, which is pretty fun. We've got a number of sync kills where they'll go up and do something particularly nasty to an evil Nazi. You can do those too if you actually go right up to guys. And you can, we're a mature game, so you can do some things that you haven't even seen here because we kind of have the German de-blooded build right now. There's half-tracks and tanks and jeeps and like anti-tank guns, like the ones with 2 wheels and the big barrel, and machine gun nests and more squad guys, and you can actually drive anything in the world. So you come across a truck, you can hop into that, and there's the Sherman tanks with the rockets on the top, and so you can also steal their vehicles. You take their stuff. Like Xbox Live stuff, very full featured on Xbox Live. We got downloadable content coming. We'll probably download missions and customization, and I think you'll see a lot of fun with that. Headset, that sort of stuff. So they're getting a final version in Q1 of next year, so kind of March timeframe, so the game is 6 months from final, or 4 months, I guess, given the lead times, right? But we've got pretty much all the features are done. Game's in, levels are built, and we're really working on just the details. We want to make sure that we've got the details of the guys on the Jeeps moving correctly, making sure that all our weapons are tuned right, making sure that all of the encounters are set up to have a backstory. Why are these guys on the hill? Well, there's a sniper on the hill for this reason. Making sure that as you progress through the levels, each of the encounters and the setups is interesting. gives you a challenge, forces you to perhaps use different tactics to set up, to spend your FUs to bring the weapons in an intelligent fashion. And I think that's the area where we're spending a lot of our time now, is just how to make the game feel great.